So there are a couple of things. One, I wanted to go over just a couple of details on the market. It's always like to give some information about what's going on out there. There's more listings coming on, and that's noticeable. One thing that I noticed was that actually 1/3 of the listings on the market now are new construction. 1/3 of that, but 75% of the transactions are existing. So there's a little gap in there where the new construction, there's lots of inventory coming on. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit in another topic that I want to talk about. Resale market right now is running somewhere between 10 and 12 days on the market. That's the average. So resale is just fast moving, quick. You got to go, which continues to make it hard. And overall, there's only about 2 months, a little less than 2 months of resale inventory available out there. So it's a trying market, which you all know. And you just keep doing what you do. It was helpful that the rates came down a little bit. That did get a few people in. So that part was good. Hopefully they don't creep up too much. I know the bonds are staying pretty low, so we'll see what happens there. So one thing, when we're talking about the new construction market, I went last night to a meeting they had down at the downtown library, and the city of Des Moines is making a completely new, they're totally revamping their whole zoning ordinance, and it's like that thick, both sides. It's crazy, the detail that's in there. So I read some of that, went down, listened to Linda talk a little bit at our meeting the other day, just giving us some tidbits of what's happening. The concerning thing to me, and the reason I wanted to go to the meeting, was that they are setting up or proposing to set up basically what's restrictive covenants on the whole city of Des Moines. And they're talking about new construction, and the size covenants would be 1,400 square foot minimum for a ranch, and 1,600 square foot minimum for a 1.5 story, and 1,800 square foot minimum for a 2-story. That's craziness, just craziness. Linda did some studies, talk about Linda Westergaard on the city council. She did some studies, and we talked a little bit, and somewhere around 75+% of the houses built last year would not, in Des Moines, would not meet the criteria that they're putting out. So if you're involved in that, if you know people, talk to people, that kind of thing, just be aware of that. It's just bizarre. They're talking about, it's like elitist level things. They're like, condos could not have vinyl flooring. Like, okay. And the idea behind that is they have this, if we build it, they will come attitude. So they're going to build bigger, more expensive housing, and that's going to draw people in. And I'm like, we have like 6 years of tax abatement, and that's not drawing them in. So that's my concern. So just to have an awareness of that's going on. It's an ongoing long-term process. They'll have some other public meetings, and then they'll have public with the city council. They'll have 3 readings as it goes in. That being said, now be aware that the revision of the whole ordinance is actually pretty spectacular. The way they're putting it together, the flow of it, the understanding of it is actually pretty good. But we have to make some changes. We have to get it so it makes some kind of sense to people. So just be aware that that's going on out there. And then, yes?
I was going to say, how does that work with, I think it's a pretty known problem that in the metro in general we're really lacking affordable housing.
Yes,
And
there was a lot of discussion about that. Yeah, it goes against the idea of affordable housing, and they talked about that they would have, that you could come to the staff and propose to build something smaller, and they had the ability to allow that, and it's just kind of weird. They're gonna do things like, in Beaverdale, you have to, if you build new construction in Beaverdale, it has to match like the steep roof, 1.5-story styling of the area. So, you know, there's good and bad in it.
It would also take away Habitat for Humanity, though.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. All the infill housing that's out there now with like Madden and some of those people and Habitat for Humanity would be wiped out. They're literally, not one of those houses would qualify, none. So it's like.
And would put your entry-level house at like $285.
Yeah, we talked, Ted Grove was there and talking about that the best he could possibly do on an average city lot would be $268. That was the best he could do. And that's you know, bare bones house. Oh, it also, every house would require that a basement be underneath of it, and every house would require that there be at least a 12 by 24 garage.
All the
So-
more reason to fix up the houses that are already there.
Huh?
All the more reason to fix up the houses we already
Well,
have.
that's,
instead of
that, yeah,
building them.
absolutely, that's gonna,
There's
if
plenty
it
of
does
homes
do
in
that, it'll trigger more. But I was surprised that there's literally hundreds and hundreds of empty infill lots that they're going to make it so you can't build on in the guise of wanting to have a better tax base.
Well-
I'm like, how can you make that work?
We're part of a project, and if you guys have investors, I can turn you, I can give you more information on it, but they're giving you 45 grand if you buy those houses and tear them down and rebuild one.
Yeah.
It's a certain area of town, the city's actually giving you 45 grand.
Yeah.
So if you have investors that are looking to do that,
There's some even cooler stuff coming too for people that want to live in them.
so.
Like
They
up
have
to 250 grand to fix up a multifamily back into a single family?
A private group, and they're investing 2.5, they've pledged 2.5 million. They're wanting the county to match it, and they got 5 million for next year for
Yeah.
the same area. And I think they're doing this in a lot of different dilapidated areas.
Yeah. So the city's trying it, and like I said, I appreciate their revamping. It's, I think the zoning code is like 50 years old, you know, so they're trying hard and they're making some very good, the way they're separating the two different types of processes with the city. So all of that part's really good, but we just have to be somewhat vocal about you can't force. The reasoning, their city staff told them that houses with garages appreciate better and faster than houses without garages. But that's the reason that entry-level people buy a house bare bones, add a deck, add a garage, finish the basement, you know, do all those things, so they make equity and they gain wealth that way.
Not only that, but once your city grows and you have more public transportation, you have more areas of growth around.
Speak
the
up, Matt, what?
city. Once your city grows and you have more people that live around the city, you have communities, like actually neighborhoods around the cities, like other cities have, there's less need for your own transportation, use public transportation, use bicycles, use,
Yep.
you know, so to mandate a garage being built is ridiculous.
Yeah,
You can take all that back.
you know, it was interesting, Ted Grove said they built 70 houses in Ankeny last year or the last 2 years. They built 70 houses in Ankeny and not one of them had a garage. Okay, and they bought them, and then within a year, 69 of those had added a garage. So I mean, that's the way it's done. And I think my feeling was that the city staff was not talking with agents and builders and that kind of stuff. Maybe this will help, but they're not getting the input. It's like, good Lord, people, you know, talk to people that have been around and done this and know what's going on, because you don't acquire wealth by buying something that's already done. That's not how it works. You don't buy it with the garage and buy it with the deck and buy it with the basement finished. That's not what first-time homebuyers do. If they want to build wealth, they buy a house and they fix it up. And if it's new, they add those things. That's how you gain wealth in investing.
Where is the same uproar for all of these exact same covenants in every suburb development everywhere? Like,
Covenants-
do we only want people who can afford less?
But that's not, but they
they're
don't
only
have
allowed
them
to live in
citywide.
them?
They don't have citywide restrictions.
Yeah,
Right,
there-
but
you
I
know,
mean,
This is a
Covenants in-
citywide thing.
doesn't almost every neighborhood anymore have covenants?
Well,
though?
if it's a developer that's developed the
Right,
neighborhood.
Yeah.
so why is that okay? But it's not okay in Des Moines? I don't know, like, let's keep the people who can't afford those in Des Moines, or is that the thought?
No, actually, the thought pattern of what it sounded like sitting there was that they wanted it to the new construction would only be for upper level people. So in essence, if you do the numbers, work the numbers through and like that, and I don't mean to be on the soapbox, your average fireman, teacher, policeman, all those people, none of them could afford to live there.
I think the bigger issue, Jason, is the infill lots. That's where I think the bigger problem is. Currently, you can build affordable entry-level new construction on those infill lots for 100, low 100 sometimes. If they do this, that will all go away. So I don't think it's a difference. I don't think it's an uproar about it's what will happen with the infill. And the things you're talking about is, because if it happens here, what you were just talking about with the redoing the old houses and stuff, they're going to start to restrict what you can do there too, even more than they already are, and those will go away.
That's what I'm getting at, is I look at, a neighborhood of 2,000 square foot homes.
Yeah.
That some of them need repair, some of them don't. Builders who want to make money find an infill lot and pop an 800 square foot house right in the middle of all of those. What does that do to all those other houses?
No, I understand.
And I feel like that's the intent. That's why I'm not really against it.
Yeah, there certainly
The thing like
is.
habitat and everything, obviously I'm not saying, yeah, screw that.
Yeah, there's some process there. I think they just need to address it rather than set the bar really high across the whole city. Because we talked about, well, how about, different neighborhoods, and there was different, so you kind of made covenants for different neighborhoods and different price levels and that kind of thing. So anyway, have an awareness that that's going on. Read a little bit, check some things out, just so you're aware of some of the process. The other thing, on the good news side, the weather finally cooperated and we were able to break ground on the Waukee office yesterday. So it's like, yay, finally. That got started. So that was fun, and thanks to some of the agents that came out. It was nice to see the pad getting ready and all that stuff going on. So that was good stuff. So with that, I don't have anything else, right? Okay. Heather.
Come on down. Do I need to turn this on? Okay. Well, I don't know about smarter, but we'll see what we can do. Did anybody else, when you were talking about the zoning department, was I the only person who was thinking Janine Restrepo from the zoning department at Parks and Rec? Hilarious. So I'm Heather Wright, and I am an active real estate agent here at Real Estate Concepts. I probably know a lot of you by name, but maybe not by face. So if I look like, oh gosh, I have no idea who you are, I apologize. But you know how it is. You know people over the phone and whatnot. So a year and a half, 2 years ago, I founded Savvy Agent, which is a marketing company that primarily I started because my husband is a graphic designer and I didn't want him to have to go work for the man anymore. I wanted him to work for the woman. And so we created this company to help real estate agents have more beautiful marketing, and it has grown into Savvy Agent Club, which not only offers his graphic design services, but also I'm adding an element of actual marketing that, it's not really theory, it's marketing I've put in place and used and had good success with. So the brokers were kind enough to ask me to present to you today, and hopefully I do not disappoint, but we have 3 secrets to make more money. And so you might think, well, geez, is anything really a secret anymore? And that is a side note marketing tip that if you tell somebody it's a secret, it makes it more interesting than just 3 tips, right? Oh, do you have the... Well, I don't know. How does this work?
Just click right there.
Just click right there? Okay, so 3 secrets to make more money from leads you already have. Because from taking polls from real estate agents, and you guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong here, do you need to save more time? Yeah. Do you need more leads? Yeah, everybody wants more leads, but people miss out on the opportunity from leads they already have, people they already know, leads they've already paid for. So, secret number 1, engage on Facebook, which you probably think, well, geez, no problem, I already do that. But if you use the technology available to you in a more strategic way, you can create lists of your past clients and your sphere of influence on Facebook, and then set aside 15 minutes 2 to 3 times a week to scroll through the posts on that page. So, you know, if you're engaging with people on Facebook, you're like, yeah, I get leads from Facebook and social media all the time. Well, are you just putting the information out there that you're an amazing realtor? Or are you engaging with people to make sure that they don't forget who you are? And so I also, I really love my realtor list because, you know, if you guys are anything like me, you probably get friend requests from realtors, from lenders, from all the people. And realtors kind of have a way of ruining your best Facebook posts for the people, right? So if you're like, hey, what's a post that you might use to kind of get people to engage with you? You might post something that says, tell me about your first time home buying experience, for example. And so then Lance will post, I'm an excellent realtor. I work with first time buyers all the time. Well, geez, thanks, Lance, for bogarting my post, right? So, and of course, Lance wouldn't do that, but realtors, especially out of the area realtors, you know, like, I think that we're a very respectful bunch, but you know what I mean? Like, sometimes realtors just ruin what you're trying to do. So you can create a post and then you can have it go specifically to everybody but the people on your realtor list. You could create a post having it go specifically to your past clients, your sphere of influence, your prospects of people that you would love to sell them something. It'd be really good for recruiting. Shane, you could put a list of realtors that you want to recruit on, and then you could engage with their posts. And so engaging, you know how Facebook has their algorithms? Well, they're very annoying, and they change it all the time. And so just liking somebody's post isn't good enough. But if you comment with a minimum of 4 words, oh my God, your kids are so cute, like that's 6 or 7 words, right? So commenting with more than 4 words tells Facebook that you're actually having a conversation. And so are you getting my good side? Oh, okay. And so when you engage with more than 4 words, that is a sign of a conversation. And if you test this for yourself, because don't just believe me, try it. And then you'll find that people are like, oh yes, thank you for noticing that my kids are so cute. And they'll comment back to you. And now you're having a conversation. And then you can move that to the next step of your relationship. So maybe that's taking it to a direct message. Maybe it's just, you know, asking more questions to build that relationship more so than what you already have. And in Savvy Agent Club, we have a resource that shows you exactly how to do this. Secret 2, newsletters, which is really not a secret because Sarah sent an email out on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was, recently this week, that said Heather loves newsletters. And it's true. How many people here send a newsletter out to their database? Okay, less than half of the people in this room send a newsletter. And I've been sending one to my database, past clients, sphere of influence, old leads, warm leads, cold leads. People I'm like, I have no idea where you came from. I don't remember ever spending money on this resource, but okay. So I send them a newsletter. I actually send mine every 3 weeks. I didn't do a very good job of that last week, so I had to send it yesterday, so it was 3.5 weeks. So you should send it on a regular schedule, being consistent, that works best for you. Ricky Caruth will tell you you should send a newsletter every single week, and it is not bothering your database, it's not bothering your past clients because you're working. And if they can't be bothered with an email, then big deal. Well, that feels a little uncomfortable for me. So I think, well, do my past clients really need an email from me every week? Probably not. Do they need one every 2 weeks? I'm still not super comfortable with that. So that's where I landed on 3 weeks, because once a month felt like maybe it wasn't quite enough. And it was also just the natural flow that I fell into, like, oh, it's been more than 2 weeks, I should send that newsletter out. And so when you send a newsletter, the best ones are actually giving value. And don't be afraid to be the expert. So, like, Jason has some really firm opinions on what's going on in the Des Moines real estate market. He should share those with people. Tiny opinions a little bit at a time. Like, just keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And so, and that really generates a lot of interest with people. Like, if you sent something out about one of your opinions, you'd probably get a response back from people. And now you're telling them that I am the best realtor, I am the best choice, and they're going to remember that. Not because they necessarily need to buy or sell next week. I mean, that's great if they do, but then when they are talking to somebody at work who's like, oh, I need a real estate agent, well, you're not just sending fluff out about, the color of the month is coral. Like, who cares? They don't really need you. They've got Sherwin-Williams for that. But when you tell them that there are, less than 2 months of inventory on the market, and the price range between $150,000 and $200,000 is selling in less than 7 days, well, now you have expressed that you're actually the expert. So don't be afraid to do that. And, surprise, in the club, we have a training on exactly how to create your own newsletter in less than an hour. And depending on how big your database is, you could even do it for free. Secret number 3, equity updates. Does anybody send out equity updates? Ha-ha! It's actually a secret. Okay, so equity updates are really easy. It doesn't cost any money to do. You'll do it straight from the MLS. So every 90 days, you'll do a search, and you'll look for active, pending, and sold listings for your past client, and you'll send them an email. You can take a picture of this. Like, this is just a sample email. Like, hey, I'm sending you. You're not doing a market analysis. You're not sending actual comps. You're just sending the very micro information in their neighborhood. And then they'll be like, oh, I saw that house was for sale. I wondered how much it sold for. Thanks for sending this. Or you might notice that, geez, prices are really going up in your neighborhood. What's going on? Or maybe there's kind of a yucky house for sale. You could ask them, like, wow, what happened to that house? I saw that 3 years ago when it was for sale, and this price is pretty cheap. What do you know? So you can build that relationship up by just sending an email, and they will respond. And a bonus for my friends at Concepts. The bonus secret is if you add a postscript, which is a fancy way of saying PS. So if you add a PS to your emails or newsletters, you're giving people encouragement to connect with you more and potentially a call to action. So, asking for referrals is hard. I have a friend who is not at Concepts, and she will call people specifically to ask for referrals, which is like telemarketing. Ugh, I hate that. And if you do that, that's great. That's your jam, not mine. But she'll call people and say, business is kind of slow right now. Do you know anybody who needs to buy or sell a house? Because I would love to work with them. Can you give me a referral? Ugh, kill me. But if you put a PS on your emails, hey, I love helping people with real estate. If someone you know needs to buy or sell, let me know because I would love to help them. Well, that's totally different than saying, give me money, which is kind of what asking for a referral in person is doing. And if Michelle teaches you differently in training, I apologize. I mean, we all know that there's a bazillion ways of doing all of the things, and this is just one way that makes it comfortable for me to get that referral conversation going without specifically saying it. If you have a home value site, you could add the PS that says, hey, if you're curious about your home value, visit my site at DesMoinesHouseHunters.com/sell. That would be the site I would put there. You would put yours and get your price range immediately. Don't send them to Zillow, send them to your site. And if you don't have that, well, don't include that PS. Maybe you have a website where you can look at all of the houses that were just listed, or maybe you have a WordPress site where you could put a link on your site, so you sort of link them to 2 different places to get that information. P.S. Check out all the just listed homes for sale here. Maybe you also have a property management company. Maybe you have a marketing company. Maybe you have investors that you work with and you want to promote their properties. P.S. If you'd like to see investment properties for sale that aren't on the market, click here. Lots of things you can do with the PS. Does anybody use a PS? How's it work? Yeah, but I mean, what's the PS say? Jason has completely forgotten his PS.
It's, if you know someone who's buying or selling, to call me
Okay.
and see if I can reach out.
Well, and you do most of your business by referral. Like that's your shtick, right?
So, I mean, it might be working, I just don't get a specific response to it.
It's just one more layer. Yeah. So it's hard to quantify the result unless you are kind of extra nerdy like I am and you have tracking built into it. If you're on my Savvy Agent email list, I have 4 PSs. You can get a graphics pack, click here. You can join the club, click here. You can join my Savvy Accountability Program, click here to apply. Or if you know of somebody who's moving to Des Moines, call me because I'd love to give you a referral, or I'd love to pay you a referral fee.
If you know anyone looking to buy or sell real estate in the area, please pass along their information. I would love to reach out.
Great.
This is an idea that I popped in my head because that PS that Jason has is a PS that a lot of us, a lot of agents have. PS, I would love a referral, and that's it. And then sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And there's not really a way to quantify the lead generation that you get from that PS, right? It's just, oh, thanks for thinking of me. So an idea, because I loved your PSs with those hyperlinks to your websites. So this is just an idea, and it's just an ooh idea, so take it for what it's worth. But is there a way, and this is where we'd ask Techie Becca, not Techie, let's go. But maybe what we could do is like do some sort of Google form or some side of like landing page for your database to actually submit a referral. So this is who I'm submitting, and they can tell you. So just one easier way to, obviously they can reply to the email, do this and that, but just call to action to click on the link to submit the referral, and then you kind of have like a starter to your CRM, to your new lead. Just an idea.
Great point.
One way I do quantify it, I guess, is when I run into clients out and about town, they almost always apologize for not giving me more referrals. They're like, we always mention you. I'm sorry I haven't sent you more. And, of course I say, oh, no, that's fine. And then they walk away, and I'm like, gotcha.
That's right. Exactly. You're giving them the guilt trip and telling them, people need to be told what to do. So if you are subtly telling them what to do, it's just one more way to build your business. Now, that probably doesn't happen in a day. It probably takes years of work and consistency to do, but stick with it. And all of these things, I don't think there was one thing in there that cost money. So those were the 3 secrets plus the bonus secret on how to make more money with leads you already have. Any questions? I think we already, okay. So So my lovely helper, Becca, is going to pull up Savvy Agent Club. So Savvy Agent, we have a fun Facebook page. We do blog posts and marketing and send out tips. And, we also send out sales emails, give us money. And if you gave us money and you joined Savvy Agent Club, this looks much better on a gigantic screen. But if you are a member of the club, this is the home page. And so there's a couple of options where you need Savvy Social or Savvy Business. So if we went into the Savvy Social section, this is where Mr. Wright comes into play, and he's a great designer. And so Depending on what you need to do, maybe you need to post something on Facebook. So let's click on social post. You need to post something because everybody says, oh, I should post on Facebook, but you don't really know what to post. So Scott has designed these, and it's like pages and pages of pictures that you can use. Some of them are specific to, like Flag Day is coming up. You know, maybe you have a tip about moving to Des Moines, and let me tell you what the zoning commission, Janine Restrepo, is doing. And you post license to sell on there because you are licensed to sell. So that helps the Facebook algorithm because now you're posting a picture, it's not just text, and you're giving value. So whether somebody comments on your Facebook post or engages with it or not, is not necessarily the point. The point is when they go to your Facebook page to see if you are a legit real estate agent, they're amazed at the value that you provide in your posts and the beauty of your pictures. So then maybe you need to update your cover photo. So if you went back to social posts, we've got graphics like this that are cover images, and you just update periodically. A lot of the same ones, you know. We're big believers in repurposing content. So that's cool. We could do Facebook and Instagram. These are sized for both Facebook and Instagram. Facebook cover photos. We could do home quotes, conversation starters. Let's look at the conversation starters. So conversation starters are not real. Oh, here's a video of Heather. A little longer hair. So we have tutorials in here on how to use things. So in the conversation starters, if we were to look at that social media calendar, what if you clicked on download now? So maybe you know you need to post on social media, but you're like, oh my God, I do not know what to post. No problem, we got you covered. So it's June now, so let's click on the June tab in the lower left corner. And what is today? Is today the 6th? Okay, so is there anything on the 6th? Okay, today is like not a weird holiday post that we have. So apparently Monday was leave the office early day. That's cool. Did anybody do that? I feel like I do that almost every day. So this has ideas on what you can post every day, almost every day. There's probably a couple blank days on there. So for today, the suggestion is do a Facebook Live about your mortgage rate update. And how perfect is it that we just heard this morning how rates have gone down, but they're slowly starting to rise. So do a quick 30-second Facebook Live like, hey, I was just at breakfast with my RE/MAX Concepts brokerage, and this is what I found out, and I wanted to pass that on to you because, well, you're my favorite people, and so why would I hold back amazing information like this? So you can just be fun, be chill. Maybe that scares you to death. That's okay. You don't have to do the Facebook Live. You could post a fun image from the graphics library and share that information with them. And so if you scroll down, like, it's all of the, like, International Picnic Day is on the 18th. The 25th is 6 months to Christmas. Like, whoa, 6 months to Christmas. Start saving now. And so this is just one thing to help you manage your social media. So, like, what would we post on 6 months to Christmas? So let's go back to conversation starters and click on June. And so the actual conversation starters, these are not really real estate related because nobody wants real estate stuffed down their throat all the time, right? And so, you know, like I was sitting with Shannon when we were eating breakfast, and she was saying how yesterday was the last day of school and 4 of her daughter's friends stayed overnight last night. So like summer has begun. So, you know, Shannon could post one of these things and be like, okay, oh my gosh, like who else is already tired of summer? When is school going to start again? Not that you're tired of summer, I would be, but yeah. And so, you know, just generic, not generic, but general posts that you can use for the graphic. And then I've got some captions in here that you can copy and paste. And of course, customize, write what you're inspired to write. I don't know why rose is the flower of the month, because my peonies are blooming right now. but apparently they were the flower of the month in May. Weird. So, like, let's scroll all the way down to the 25th. Okay, June 25th, it's 6 months until Christmas. Whew. Now, nobody probably needs me to write a caption for you because, like, we're all probably in great fear of Christmas being 6 months away. But maybe you do need a little help. So you just copy and paste a couple options there and put it on your Facebook page and let the people do their thing. And you don't have to use these specifically for your business page. They're great for personal too. So we all are busy and sometimes just not really motivated or inspired to share a whole lot. So that's what conversation starters are for. So we also have videos and stories. Who loves stories? I know Sarah loves stories. I love watching your stories. Yeah. So, but maybe you aren't comfortable being on video, sharing information in your stories. Well, we have stories posts that are real estate related that you can share. And all of these, you can throw your own logo on there, add words through Instagram or Facebook stories. You can add your logo in, we have a how-to on, maybe you're like, what the heck is this chick talking about? I have no idea what stories are. Got you covered. We've got an entire course on stories. Yeah, so those are cute. So let's go back. That kind of covers the savvy social. We've got home quotes and videos. Those are posts and videos to use. And of course, Facebook loves videos. They love Facebook Live first. They love video second. They're okay with pictures. They like pictures more than they like text. Text only, your post isn't going to go very far. Okay, so let's hit back one more time. And so savvy business. So like the quotes or the graphics, that's Mr. Wright doing those things. But savvy business is where I add my expertise for marketing. And so every month we have a real results call and we post the replay. So then there's some quick club links. Like if you're new to the club, maybe you're a new agent, you are coming to Savvy Business, Savvy Agent Club, because you're like, there's got to be a better way. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels and I'm not getting anywhere. There's just got to be a better way. So we have business planning courses in here, ways to track your sales pipeline, track your finances. Do you know how much money you're spending? Is that expense actually giving you anything in return? So some general business things in there. Of course, we just went through Savvy Social. The graphics library is a little bit different for full club members. So if you click on that, yep. So it has the same 6 tiles at the top. Nope, I changed it. That was a test. So you get your Savvy Social stuff, but then maybe you want to promote a new listing as just listed. You would go into the overlay section for that. And then a quick tutorial on how to do that. So yeah, just some little banners to put on your listing, and we've got pages and pages and pages of them. Maybe just a couple pages. That was too many pages for the amount of scroll, wasn't it? Okay, so let's go back, and then maybe you're doing an open house this weekend, but maybe you're not sure where the open house is going to be, but you know you want somebody there. Or maybe you want to promote the link to open houses. So you're generating, you're doing an ad on Facebook, generating leads. Maybe you want to use an open house image. So a few pages of options that you could use for a Facebook ad. Maybe you just need a stock image for a post that you're doing. Maybe you're pretty creative and you know how to do all the things, but you don't want to take the time to search for it. So we've got stock images, and these are copyright free, or they're free for commercial use. So maybe you like using send out cards. Does anybody use send out cards here? I love send out cards. So for people who use send out cards or send cards to people on their own, we've got this as an And this blue one is a rendition of what we use, which if I send you a birthday card or an anniversary or happy house-anniversary card, then on the very back of the card, it says, hey, we've got your back. I'm a team, so we're we. And then what does it say? If you know of anyone looking to buy or sell a home, I would love to work with more people just like you. Oh, give me a referral, right? That's nice. Okay, so then there was one more in there, icons. Maybe you need an icon. So these are just things available in the graphics library. Those show up really big on the page. You put them in Canva on your post and you make it smaller. So then let's go back to the graphics library and hit back. Each month we do a resource, and this is a combined effort between me and Mr. Wright. So if you click on brand new, that will take you to the resource that we had last month, which is a listing service report. Oh, and this is actually just Heather. There's no design work on this. So this is one of the courses in Savvy Business. So then click on download and customize. And this is the exact spreadsheet that I use for my listings that I send to them each week. And it's a video, half-hour video showing you exactly how to use it. And cataloging, it takes a little bit of work. I have an assistant. She does this. I totally recommend having your assistant do it. But it also is helpful in knowing the market. I always tell my sellers we should not make decisions based on how I feel. Oh, I feel like the market's slow. Well, who cares how you feel? What do we know? We know that in this example, if you can see here under the active listings, most of them remained active each week. The pending sales have been going down each week, which means that the pendings are moving over to the closed. So, honestly, when Lance said that the average time on market for resale properties was at 7 to 12 days, 10 to 12 days, I don't know whose listings those are because they're not mine. And maybe that's because the price of this one is $450,000. So of course, the higher the price, the slower the activity. But cataloging this information over time will tell a story that will help your seller understand exactly what's going on with the market and makes them feel like you're doing things for them instead of just calling them and telling them, well, I feel like next week's the week, But now they're like, dude, my agent sends me a spreadsheet every single week and I know what's up. So that was one example of resource that we do. But there's better ones. Like this one's just a spreadsheet that I did. When you see, let's go into, scroll down a little bit. So then we have courses on these topics. So Facebook, that's what they should call that. Facebook, Instagram, video. If you're kind of scared of going live on video or you have all these Facebook Lives and you want to repurpose them, lots of stuff on that. But let's go into business building. And we just started doing these resources this year. So let's go into flyers for buyers. Because we all have buyers, right? It's nice to give them things. And so we've got a couple in here, mortgage application prep sheet. Let's look at the new construction timeline. New construction, there is a lot involved in building a house. So, download the PDF. This is 100% customizable. So you can add your logo, change all the colors. You don't like the way I worded excavation of foundation? Retype it in however you want it. So now you can build a portfolio of flyers for buyers. We have similar timelines for sellers. A seller, maybe they need to sell their house and buy their house. And so we have timelines for each. And this is what you can expect during the process. So this is one example of those resources. We also have a marketing presentation that is, I think, 8 or 9 pages long. Has everybody heard of the 89-point marketing plan? Yeah, so I took that and thought, okay, well, geez, some of these are kind of stupid on here, like, okay, I'm going to install a sign. That's not really part of the marketing plan. It's just a thing you do. But so we put all of that in a way, put it in words that make sense to the seller and don't look like you're just wasting their time with a line item, and put it in a nice presentation format that is now much more impressive than what your competition is going to do when you interview for that listing. So those are probably more examples than we had time to give for what is in Savvy Agent Club. But yeah, that's in a nutshell what it is all about. So any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, compliments?
Your hair is
I
awesome.
don't have any questions, but I do have an unsolicited plug here. So Heather and I talk about this stuff, her program all the time, but I reached out probably 3 or 4 months ago, and I joined just because I wanted to research what the back end of this is, and it was probably a month ago that I actually finally got in there and was just blown away. And she just covered a small snippet of what is in there. And I immediately called her and told her she was underselling this for the value that it is. So we always look at, from an agent perspective, you're always looking for ways to get more content, more things to post, more of everything, but honestly at a very reasonable price. This is it. I mean, the back end of it is insane. I was blown away by it. And then Mr. Wright is not here, but I'll give kudos to him too, because I've had him do logos. I've had him do small websites. He doesn't like the big ones. He says no to those. But just in general, it's kind of and we've done a lot of projects together over the last 2 years, so I just want to give a unsolicited plug to that. So, and she's been courteous enough to offer a promo to Concepts. And there's a link, there's a Concepts-specific link that we sent out here not too long ago that we can resend out. So
there's a coupon. If you're a Concepts agent, you can save 20%. And so we have been thinking recently about maybe raising the price, because everybody says that, like, oh my God, I can't believe I get all this stuff. So today it's $37. You can save 20% if you were to sign up, which of course is $29. And so, yeah, get in while you can. Once you're in, your price never changes. So, yeah.
And the weekly emails come over every Sunday, and they're full of content.
Yeah, and one time I forgot, and Shane's assistant was on my case. Hey, Shane didn't get the email. Oh my God. Like, okay, people are reading them.
That's all I had.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, so if you have any questions, you want to talk more about it, I'm sitting there in the back. You can email me, call me, text me, send an owl. Yeah, so cool. Thanks, guys, for letting me speak. I appreciate it.
Sarah has a little info to share with us too.
Yes. So again, Sarah O'Bannon, I'm the marketing director here at Remax Concepts. We're really excited. As of April 1st, we launched a program to offer print marketing services to all of our agents called Creative Concepts. So far, it's really been a great success. We actually have one agent in particular from Cedar Rapids who's already ordered 8 just listed and just sold postcards with us in the last 2 months. So the program's working really well. I have a fantastic team behind me. Many of you know Madison, who is more famous for doing photo and video work, but she is an incredibly talented designer. She helps me with a lot of the back-end stuff with Creative Concepts. We have Kendall on the team also, who helps with a lot of our database work. So if you have your contacts saved in how many different resources and you've never consolidated them all into one central database, contact me because we can help you with that. We do help you with database work. And then we've also added Megan to the team. So you may recognize her previously from her work in our property management department. She's now come on full-time with our marketing department. So she's helping with Creative Concepts as well. So with Creative Concepts right now, we are doing monthly marketing postcards to your sphere. We also offer just listed and just sold postcards for radius lists. We do hourly database work. If you like designs that are offered in Design Center, but you just don't want to take the time to sit down and customize things for yourself, we can offer Design Center impersonation services for you as well. And we're going to be evolving our Creative Concepts program here over the next couple of months to continue offering more services. So stay tuned. let me know how
What's
we
the
can help.
website?
Oh, and yes, our website, thank you, Becca. If you'd like to order any services, you can certainly send me an email with the information, or it's even easier if you go to Creative Concepts MKTG, it's short for marketing, www.creativeconceptsmktg.com, and you can click on the different things that we're offering right now, and it has a Google form that you fill out with your information, and we guarantee that within 48 business hours, you'll have an initial proof of any design work that you've requested. And if the approval for that proof is received by 10 a.m., it's in the mail that same day.
Another plug. So we've also tested these services. There's really nothing that we do that we don't test, and it's gone really well. As far as the eight Guiding for Life program sends out postcards for 8 years.
Yes,
every
for
month
8
for 8
years.
years. It's a one-time fee. But the exciting things that are coming are for phase 2 and phase 3. So as agents, we always hear about pain points, things you don't want to do. So we're able to scale it and make it affordable. But like phase 3 is like social media management. She didn't say that, but I'm saying it. Social media management is going to be an option, and so these custom graphic design. I mean,
That's
it's
phase 2.
that's phase 2. Okay, that's phase 2. But so there's more and more to come. So again, it's been working really well, and set it and forget it once you're in. So I think that's it.
Ooh, did you have anything to say? We haven't heard from Ooh today.
I just would encourage everyone and motivate everyone to get so excited that summer is here. You know, we've got a great market with rates, with inventory, with buyers. The one thing that I've been meeting a lot with agents, I think I've had 19 one-on-one meetings. So if you haven't done a one-on-one with me or you want to, definitely feel free to reach out. We've set up about 7 accountability groups. We've done a few dozen masterminds year to date. So I'm getting a lot of ideas, giving a lot of feedback. But the key thing is the first part of the year, it was slow. Things are picking up, rates are great. One thing I would encourage you guys all to do, and I'm calling it a client compound strategy. An average good agent takes one buyer and hopes that 1 out of the 3,000 to 4,000 listings is that house that you're going to write an offer and it gets accepted. And that's what a good average agent does, right? But here we're all great, outstanding, awesome agents. So the client compound strategy that I've really been really excited about and telling a lot of our agents is think about what you can do to leverage this one ready, able, and willing buyer. You've got gold. Every seller that lists a home with you doesn't really want to list their house. They don't, they might love your sign and having flyers and staging and decorating and keeping their house clean and getting it ready for showings every other day. They might love that, maybe not, right? But what they really want at the end of the day is a ready, willing, and able buyer. That's gold. So think about what you can do with one buyer. A good average agent will turn one buyer into one sale. A great agent will take that buyer and leverage that buyer and create more opportunities, whether that's opportunities to post it on social media. An idea that I had is getting a picture of your buyers and say, this super fun family or this super cute couple is looking to buy in Norwalk. They're looking to buy a 2-story or a ranch or a single family home for this price range. If you or anyone you know is interested in selling, please send me a message. And if your database, not just your social media, but send that to your database, think about direct mail opportunities, but take that opportunity for that one ready and willing buyer and try to create more opportunities. Take them to for sale by owners. If anything, with the lack of certain inventory points within certain price points, I call it doing a reverse search. So what you could do is, the average homeowner stays in their home 5 to 7 years. So go back, sales 2015 and prior, and try to find some of those houses that might be a good fit. Now, of course, compensate for appreciation and things like that. And best case scenario, you might find a house that is a good fit. You reach out to that agent, especially if it's a concepts agent. If it's not a concept agent, use tact and use your common sense. But, plant some seeds, throw some shots. I say this all the time, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So there should be just so many different things that you guys can do for that one buyer that you have. And then on the flip side, I've been talking a lot about client compound strategies for your listings. So we all get these listings and then we put them on the MLS, right? An average agent puts them on the MLS and creates flyers and And maybe you post it on your Facebook page. Maybe you post it on your business page. But do such a great job of marketing, do such a great job of promotion that you use that listing to attract more sellers. I'm going to out a few of our, well, one in particular, Shannon Solomon. I'm going to out her. She has done such a great, has everyone seen Shannon's listing in Urbandale on that cul-de-sac? How many people haven't seen that? Probably fewer than that have seen it, right? She's done such an amazing job. I mean, I know you guys all do an amazing job, but she's done such an amazing job promoting that house that if I was not an agent myself and Joy and I were thinking about selling, I would reach out to Shannon. She's doing fun marketing. She's giving a lot of exposure. She's getting a lot of traction on it. So just think about what you can do to leverage every opportunity that you have, whether it's a buyer or a seller, or even I'm out Shannon Clark, when you're going out and looking at showing houses, doing an agent open. How many, is Shannon still here? How many comments as of like an hour ago did you get on Jason Stuyvesant's agent open? 20 plus? So think about those things. Think about leverage. You know, if you're slower and you want to create more business opportunities, how can you leverage your activities? How can you leverage your buyers? How could you leverage your sellers? That makes sense? And I didn't plan that, so I apologize. So.
Thank you. So one last thing before we take off. June 29th is the Family Day Dragon Boat Race. So one of the things that's missing from some of the advertising that's out there is that it is a full family day. There's bouncy houses and face painting and food and music and all of this stuff that surrounds the dragon boat races. So, you know, plan for that, June 29th. It's going to be an awesome day. Kids are going to have a great time. So just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay?
And no breakfast in July. We don't have breakfast in July because it's usually a busy month for vacations and summer vacation stuff. So,
Yes.
But then also save the date for August 8th. Thursday, August 8th will be the fair day. So we'll get that sent out soon because that's only a couple months away now. We got to get RSVPs for that. So.
Okay.
I got one last thing. Steph Thomas is having an agent open, 9451 Switchgrass Trail. I love seeing Concepts agents support other Concepts agents.
That's in Norwalk.
How awesome. We thank Jen Sambro. We started breakfast today at 9 a.m. instead of 9:30. Normally, historically, we get at 11. It is 10:25. How awesome would it feel for her? And this house looks cool. It's a ranch built by Mark Chris Holmes. It's very sleek, very modern, but literally it is. Lance is right. It's in Norwalk, 9451 Switchgrass Trail. So if you're doing agent opens, one way to get other agents to come to your agent open is to go to theirs. But I love seeing the support and the community that we're creating with these agent opens. So if you have some time, she's going to be there, it looks like, until 12 o'clock.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Appreciate you, probably more than you know. So thanks for coming and joining, and Jason for getting up. It's amazing. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day.